what we do as the Child Care Law Center, we're an organization that is here because we believe very deeply that all parents have the right to work without worrying about the well-being of their children. And the work we do every single day is about breaking down barriers so that working parents can have access to good, affordable childcare so that they can go to work themselves and support their families. And we support childcare providers who are the mostly women in the state who ensure that children have a nurturing and safe place to be and to learn while their parents are at work. So this is incredibly important work, and you are all part of it, and you are all supporters of it. And so we thank you very deeply for being here. And I want to just tell you a little bit of what you're able to do by supporting us, and to tell you a little bit about some of our clients. Some of these are stories you're familiar with and some are not, just so that you can see that the support you give us is actually making a very real and important difference in the lives of people in California. So one of the people I want to tell you about, I'm just going to make up her name. This is not her real name, but I'm going to call her Joanne. Joanne's a child care provider. And she got licensed. She did what she needed to do to be licensed, to open up a family child care home. She did the coursework that she needed to do. She did the orientation. She wrote the check to the state of California. She got parents ready to come and bring their children to her. And she rented a home that was larger than the home she needed to live in so that she could welcome children into her home. And due to budget cuts, the state of California put a hold on actually going out and visiting new family child care homes and approving licenses. And so Joanne waited. She waited for 2 months, she waited for 3 months, she waited for 6 months, she waited for 8 months, and she was not getting licensed, which meant that she couldn't make payments for her rent. It meant that the families who were expecting to be able to leave their children with her could not. And so part of the work that we've done is partnering with legal aid offices in California, and on behalf of Joanne and many others like her, we've been talking with the state of California, with the licensing department, about the legality of these delays, and we're getting movement. So this is really, really exciting. We're getting movement that's going to not just mean that somebody like Joanne can get her license quickly, but that they're actually going to change their system and make it move faster and better for all of the working women who are providing childcare. So that's one of the things, and this is what, yeah, yay, woo. The other thing that we're doing is it's very much on the cusp of what has been transfixing the nation, which is the obesity epidemic. And as I'm sure you all know, the First Lady's been very concerned with obesity and started something called Let's Move Child Care, which is about reducing obesity rates by working in the child care setting. And we've been doing work which involves looking at the ways in which you can use the law and the requirements on child care providers to make sure that healthy nutrition, healthy beverages, plenty of physical activity, and limits on how much screen time children are exposed to in childcare are implemented. And we're reviewing some of the best practices throughout the nation and using that to help create models that really innovative places like San Francisco might want to try out, or even the state of California. So that's another thing we've been doing. So thank you for supporting that work as well. And then last but certainly not least, this is probably what you know about the most, but it was our most recent really large victory, which came in the wake of then Governor Schwarzenegger's last-minute line-item veto of an entire child care program for the state of California. This was a program that provided child care to the working mothers and fathers who had successfully worked their way off welfare. I mean, these are the success stories of the welfare program. These are the folks who actually transitioned off of welfare and were supporting their families. And to qualify for this program, they had to have been off welfare for at least 2 years. So these are folks who were off public assistance and really what the whole Welfare to Work program is about. And because childcare is still so incredibly expensive, the only way that these families were able to work and have a safe and terrific place for their children was by having assistance from the state in paying for that childcare. And the governor vetoed that funding, which would have meant this affected the families of more than 56,000 children in California who are going to find themselves without childcare from one day to the next. And so the work we did in partnership with many other organizations and legal aid offices, and really, and you need to believe me when I say this, with your support, the work we were able to do was halt that veto from going into effect, and then really buying time for a new governor to come in and with a different agenda and restoring funding for the program, which is still in effect today. So.